In today's demonstration, we're going to talk about file management. So how do we rename files, how do we delete them, and how do we select multiple files to take different actions on. So the first thing you want to do to get a list of all the files and folders on your computer is you want to click on the Start button, and over here on the right hand side you see Computer. If we click on that, it's going to pull up a list of all the different drives on the computer. So if you recall from the lesson, there's different types of drives. You have local drives, you can have network drives, removable drives such as your USB keychain, or optical drives. So in the case of my computer at work, you see a whole bunch of drives, and it's likely that on your home computer you won't see this many. If we go through them really quickly, the first drive here is my C drive, and this is my operating system drive. This is where Windows Vista resides on this drive here. I have a second hard drive on my computer, which is my D drive, that I keep all the different files that I want to keep separate from the operating system. So any work that I'm working on or any sound files or movie files would be stored on this drive here. The next two drives are DVD drives, and if you notice, one of them has an RW in front of it. That means that's my rewritable drive. I can actually write DVDs with this drive, as opposed to the E drive, which can only read DVDs. Then I have a set of 4 drives here that are for reading small memory devices, such as the memory sticks that you pull out of your camera or your digital camcorder. Then I have a set of 7 drives here, which are network drives, meaning that they're not actually stored on my computer. They're actually stored on another computer. And in this case here, all these network drives are actually from our data center on our main campus servers. And the reason why we use network drives on campus is there's 2 main reasons. The first one is it's available anywhere I go on campus. So if I log into a computer down in the front office or into the computer labs, I'm going to have access to these drives here. So I don't have to carry around different files with me as I move around campus. The second reason is that these network drives are actually backed up every night. So anything I put on these network drives, they're going to be safe. If I accidentally delete them, I can get the IT department to restore them for me. And you're going to notice some of these have little red X's through them, and what that means is that they're disconnected. That means either the server is not running, so I can't actually get to these network drives, or I haven't logged into it yet. So if I click on one of them, it's going to ask me for a login name and password. If I go to my main network drive, it's called my read drive. Everyone on campus has one of these. And then I click on teaching, which is where I put all my teaching material. And these are the current courses I'm teaching. So if we go into Computer Science 1701, and then we go to the lessons, this is where I keep all the lessons for the course. So if you notice, there's 2 different types of files here. I have Microsoft Word files and PDF files. What I do is I do the lessons in Microsoft Word because I can edit those easily, and then I convert them to PDF files to put online, and that's what the students have access to. So you'll notice there's a lot of files in here. If we wanted to say rename one of these files, we can either right click on it and click on rename, or we can just click on it once and you're going to have the option to rename the file. So if we say type in here a different name for it, we can rename a file quite easily. If we want to delete that file, again, you can either right click on it and click delete, and it's going to come up and ask you. It's always going to ask you before you delete something if you're sure you want to do that. Even if you do hit yes, it's still going to go to the recycle bin. You haven't completely deleted it yet. Once you delete it out of the recycle bin, then it's gone forever. So I'm going to click no because I don't want to delete that. And then I'm just going to rename this back to its original file name. And a second way to delete a file is just to hit the delete key on the keyboard. So I just press delete, and the same prompt is going to come up, yes or no. Now, say we want to delete all of these files, say lessons 1 through 10. We could click on each file and hit the delete key and hit yes 10 times, but that's going to take a little bit of time, especially if you're dealing with more than 10 files. Say you have 100 files to delete. There's a quicker way of doing it, and that's to select all the files you want to delete, and then you delete all those files at once. So to select multiple files, there's a couple different ways. The quickest way is to use either the Shift or the Control key. The Shift key is going to select multiple files that are all in a row, and the control key is going to select multiple files that aren't necessarily beside each other. So to give you an example, I've already highlighted the lesson 1 up here, and if I hold down the shift key with my finger and then I click on lesson 10, you can see it selected 16 files. And I know it selected 16 files because down here it says 16 items selected, and it even tells you how big all those 16 items are together, in this case 25 megs. Now if I didn't want to do that, and I only want to select the Microsoft Word documents, I didn't want to select the PDF files, I can use the control key. So I select the first one, I hold down the control key, and I start clicking the Microsoft Word files. And my finger has not come off the control key yet. You just leave it on until you're done, and now I just took it off. Now there's another way of doing what we just did, and that's by using the shift key and the control key. So if I were to start again, click on the first file, hold down the shift key, select on lesson 10, I release the shift key, and now I hold the control key to select individual files. And I'm not actually going to select them, I'm going to deselect them by clicking on them. So if I hold down the control key, deselect the PDF files, I can do it that way as well. So now I have the 10 files I want to delete. I can hit the delete key, and now it's going to say, are you sure you want to delete 10 of these items? And I'm going to say no, but you could have said yes. And that concludes this demonstration on selecting, renaming, deleting files.